guys, welcome back to my channel. So today in my recipe idea, I am going to be showing you how to make the ultimate cheese board. Whenever I go to a party or a function or even on Christmas Day, I get so excited when the host brings out a cheese board. Today I'm going to show you how to spice your cheese board up using Castello cheeses. Today I am using a variety of different Castello cheeses because I am joining in with Castello's 12 Days of Christmas. I'm going to be using Castello Extra Mature Devonshire Cheddar. I'm also going to be using Castello Creamy Blue. Also, I'll be using Castello Creamy Brie, which I will actually be baking in the oven. And finally, I'll be using Castello Pineapple and Castello Chive and Spring Onions too. As you can see, Castello has got such a wide variety of cheeses that you can choose from, which is why it is absolutely perfect for this cheese board. Also, I'm not only going to be using them on the cheese board, I'm also going to be sharing with you a couple of other recipes as well within this video, which will incorporate some of the Castello cheeses too. We're going to start off with an open-topped sausage roll that will blow your mind. Let's get cooking. So we're going to set our oven to 180 degrees centigrade. That's for a fan assisted oven. If you have something different, just set it accordingly. So what you want for this is you want some sausage meat, you want some chutney, you want 1 onion, and I have got 4 cloves of garlic really finely chopped in here. You also want some Castello Extra Mature Devonshire Cheddar, and I have grated that quite finely as well. Then you just want a little bit of salt and pepper and some egg to brush on at the end. I have also got some puff pastry. This is a pre-rolled puff pastry because we are cheating a little bit here. So basically what you want to do is cut it in half like I have done here, and then you want to start off by adding your onion and your garlic to the base of your puff pastry. Just a bit of warning, if you don't cut your onion fine enough, then it's going to not cook all the way through properly. So you just want to make sure that it is really finely diced so that when you pop it into the oven, it's going to all cook through at the same rate as everything else. Next up, you want to get your sausage meat, and you obviously want to use half of your sausage meat in each of your sections of sausage roll. Just kind of roll it out in your hands like that to make kind of like a long tube. If you want to, you can of course mix all of these ingredients together in a bowl and then do it that way, but I quite like having them separate, and then when you bite through your sausage roll, you can kind of see the different layers that you've got. Right, next you want to go in with your chutney. Be quite generous, I think, with chutney, because this is going to add like a really nice sweetness to your sausage rolls, and it's going to be a little bit of something that people aren't really expecting. So then you want to go in with your really lovely Castello creamy cheddar cheese. As you can see, again, I'm being quite generous with this because I think that just makes it. A little bit of salt and pepper. And now you're ready to roll. So because I have kept my puff pastry on the parchment paper that it comes, it kind of gives me a nice little base to start rolling my sausage roll up with. And then you can grab the other side of the puff pastry and bring it up together. You then want to get a fork and just close up all of your edges, and then get a little bit more egg and paint the top of your pastry. This is going to give it such a lovely golden brown look once it comes out the oven. Your sausage rolls are now ready to go into the oven on 180 for about 30 to 40 minutes. Just check them every now and then. Right, so while your sausage rolls are in the oven cooking, it is now time to get on with your bread. Here's one I made earlier. I've always wanted to say that. Last night I made this bread dough. It's so easy to make. All you need is 3 cups of flour. I use self-raising flour, but you can use bread flour, plain flour. It works with any type of flour at all. You need 1 sachet of fast action dried yeast, 1 3/4 cups of warm water, and a really generous amount of salt as well. Once you've mixed it all together, you leave it overnight to proof, and then now it's the morning, it is all ready to go. So I'm going to get some flour and spread it over my worktop so I can knead the dough into little balls, because instead of making just a normal loaf of bread, I am going to, for this festive video, make a little kind of like pull apart tree bread loaf. So I'm going to take my dough out of my dish. Right, you're just going to kind of knead it around in this flour. It's a little bit sticky at the beginning, but as soon as it's got some flour over it, it's absolutely fine to knead around. I get like a real big satisfaction when I make my own things. So when I've realized how easy it was to make your own bread, I now do it all the time. So once you've covered this in flour, you then want to get a knife and section this out. So what I also want to do with this dough is make some little like cheesy twists as well. So I'm going to actually cut about this much dough off, and I'm going to put that to one side so I can make my cheesy twists out of that. With the rest of this dough, I'm just going to break it up like into kind of even balls so I can roll them into nice little balls, so when people come to dunk it into the Castello brie, they're going to just pull off a little ball and use that for dunking. Got some parchment paper here, so I'm just getting each little section of dough, rolling it into a ball and then popping it onto this parchment paper. Right, so then I've got my Castello brie here. This is like an extra creamy brie, which is going to be absolutely delicious for dunking. So what I'm going to do is just place it onto my parchment paper so I have a base for going around it with my little balls. I'm not going to cook the brie from the beginning because obviously I want to kind of bake my bread first. Right, once you've got your tree shape, you're then ready to remove your cheese and then get some egg again. This is left over from when I made my sausage roll, and you just want to dust each little ball with some egg. Once again, this will just make it really nice and bronzed while it's being cooked. We're now going to move on to our cheese twists. Roll each bit of bread out and kind of stretch it as you do so. Stretch and twist. The last thing you want to do is get some of your Castello extra mature cheddar and then just grate it over your cheese twists. Right, you're now ready to pop this into the oven. I'm literally just going to lay it into the oven just like this, and it's going to cook on the parchment paper directly on the wire rack. Once you have popped your brie into the oven for the last remaining 10 minutes, it is then time to start constructing your cheese board. So today what I have gone for on my cheese board is some chorizo, which I am going to fry off in a pan and make it really nice and crispy. I've also got some olives, some figs, some sweet stuffed peppers, some salami, and also some grapes. All of these things complement each other so very well, especially when you include the Castello cheese. Once your cheese board has been constructed, all that's left to do is to pop it on the table, serve it to your guests, and absolutely wow them. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I am straight on off to go and eat that cheese ball because it looks absolutely amazing. I will pop loads of the details down below in my description box, but thank you so much to Castello for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.